The All Progressives Congress, APC, in Rivers State has asked the 27 Rivers State Assembly lawmakers loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to begin an impeachment process against Governor Siminalayi Fubara immediately. APC Caretaker Committee Chairman of the party, Tony Okocha, says Governor Fubara has allegedly continued to disrespect President Bola Tinubu by refusing to implement all the 8-point peace agreement reached in Abuja on the political crisis in the state. He also says the party's move following Governor Fubara's remarks is that the president's intervention in the state's political turmoil is only a political solution and not constitutional. He warned that the party will invoke the relevant sections of the APC constitution to discipline the lawmakers if they fail to begin the impeachment process.
The president cannot be derided by the governor. The president is a member, in fact, he is the leader of our own political party. And it would be foolhardy, to be stupidity on our part to sit down to see somebody way less than Mr. President insult Mr. President under our very nose. It is also an absurd to see the governor begin to espouse impunity, intimidation on the people who are members of our political party, and we stand akimbo doing nothing. As chairman of APC Rivers State, as representative of Mr. President, that we won't sit down here to see the governor insult president. We won't sit here to see the governor declare on his own as if it's a court. He has become Daniel that is sitting in judgment to declare assembly member seats vacant. To that extent, in consultation with my party, we have directed and we are directing, I want to let you hear, that we are directing the assembly members, APC members who are in the assembly, to immediately commence the impeachment of Governor Sim Fubara.
However, a group of 60 federal lawmakers says it is time for the courts to declare the 27 persons parading themselves as lawmakers of the Rivers State House of Assembly wanted for impersonation. This follows the lawmakers' overriding of Governor Siminalayi Fubara's assent to pass the Rivers State Public Procurement Amendment Bill 2024 into law on Monday. The lawmakers, through their spokespersons, say Governor Fubara had done the right thing by withholding his assent since the lawmaker's status is still questionable. The federal lawmakers say the seats of the 27 former lawmakers have been declared vacant since December last year, when they defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the All Progressives Congress.
That amendment is unenforceable, is illegal, is baseless. You cannot gather a group of people who are no longer lawmakers and they say they are tinkering with procurement law because you want to limit the capacity of the governor to execute project by limiting the amount that can be given to contractors. As long as we are concerned, those people calling themselves lawmakers are no longer lawmakers, going by the declaration of their seat vacant by the Edison Ehi-led leadership of the House of Assembly then. So they are no longer lawmakers. So we are calling on the Executive Governor of Rivers State to continue to ignore those legislative rascality that is coming out from those former honourable members. And we want to use this opportunity to call on the governor and the people of Rivers State to activate the provisions of the magistrate law. These men are committing what we call criminal act of impersonation. So they should use the magistrate court to prosecute them for offences of impersonation, forgery, and so on and so forth. And also let us call on INEC. INEC is also part of this problem here. These seats have been declared vacant in accordance with the provisions of the law. What INEC is supposed to do is to conduct by-election in those 26 seats in Rivers State House of Assembly.
Joining us now on the show is Anabs Sara-Igbe, National Coordinator of the South-South Leadership Forum. Good morning, Chief Sara-Igbe, for joining us on the morning show. We're still trying to establish contact with the other guests that we had invited, but I don't need to offer any long summary. What is going on in Rivers State? We thought the matter had been resolved. Now the APC leadership, Tony Okocha, speaking for the group in Rivers State, says Fubara must be impeached. Fubara says the House of Assembly does not exist. He even goes further to say he is the one making sacrifice and that the paper he signed, Anadolu, he appended his signature to a political solution with President Tinubu. Now we're being told he's disrespecting President Tinubu. Okay, when will the people of Rivers State begin to enjoy the benefit of governance under Simi Fubara? Because the only thing we keep dealing with is Fubara versus Wike, Fubara versus Amiwule, What's going on in Rivers State? If you may help to enlighten us.
Well, thank you very much, Abati. First of all, the people who call themselves members of the House of Assembly as honourable, they are not honourable enough. An honourable person is somebody who has a word, who stands by his word. When you are an honourable member, you will be seen to be honourable. But in this instance, we are not seeing that in them. Two, if you are a lawmaker, you must also obey law. If you cannot obey law and you are a lawmaker, who will obey your law? So we see them as impostors because by virtue of Section 109F, they are no longer members of the House of Assembly. And that is why the elders of Rivers State, including myself, I led about 9 others to the court. Unfortunately, the chief judge took the case from the judge that it was assigned to and gave it to the assistant judge of the former governor, who did not even listen to us, who did not go into the matter. We went there for substitution. After keeping us for more than 1 hour, came up with a judgment. And we are in Court of Appeal. The matter has been reserved for judgment. We are saying that the whole of the 8-point directives of Mr. President is illegal. We are saying the members of the House of Assembly are no longer, those 27 are no longer members of the House of Assembly. So this is before the court. And by virtue of the rule of law, if a case is before a court, status quo remains. Everybody will wait for the judges to take a decision. I expected the House of Assembly members who are making laws to wait for the judiciary to interpret the law. That they have not done. They went ahead to be reeling out laws that they could not do when Wike was the governor. Laws that they amended to suit Wike's administration. Now they want to change it because they felt same is not in the same book with them, or same is not taking orders from their master. This is not fair. The Rivers people are not happy with what this House of Assembly people are doing, but because we are in court, let them wait and see when the court pronouncement is made, when the court take a decision. Then Rivers people will know what to do with them. But we are saying, well, you cannot put something on nothing. You cannot put legality on illegality. The whole process is illegal. They are no longer members of the House of Assembly by virtue of Section 109, and their seat has been declared vacant, and the Court of Competent Jurisdiction has accepted that verdict. I don't know what they are still waiting for. And they did not appeal. They ran to Mr. President, gave him a script for him to read for them. And we are saying, the Rivers people are saying, this script is illegal because Mr. President do not have powers under constitutional democracy, particularly in the 1999 Constitution, to direct the governor, who was elected the same way he was elected. Mr. President do not have power to overrule a judgment from a court of competent jurisdiction. So these are not laws. These are not things that Mr. President can do. They are in short an impeachable offense for him to go contrary to the law of the land. for him to go contrary to the Constitution is an impeachable offense. So we are saying in Rivers State we will not accept it. The elders are saying we will not accept it. And we are in court. And I expect the House of Assembly or my friend Okocha to wait for the judicial pronouncement to see if they are legally a member of the House of Assembly or they are not. If they are not, they should pack their things and go. Or they appeal the first judgment that says that they are no longer members of the House of Assembly. But we are saying Okocha should know that this assembly cannot make laws that will be honored or will be acceptable to Rivers people, because by virtue of Section 109G, they are out. And the governor cannot make them members of the House of Assembly. Agreed, initially, when we are talking, the governor seems not to understand us. We went to court, the governor was not happy that we went to court. We are challenging these decisions, the governor was against us. He said, no amount of thing is sacrifice is too big for peace. And we told him what elders sit down to see. A young man will stand, he will not see. What we saw far away, the governor did not realize. And we told him, this are your albatross. These people will continue to give you problem. If you had accepted or taken our advice, maybe this matter would have been resolved long time ago. So we are waiting for the judgment to come, and we are very sure the court will definitely interpret the Constitution as empowered by the law. They will interpret the law, and let us see. We have also seen Supreme Court judgment in respect of Cross River and their boy. So we know that what has happened today, or what is happening today, is a lesson to Mr. Governor to listen to elders. Elders of Rivers State are people who are former governors, former ministers, former administrators, competent elders. And if we advise, the governor should listen to us.
All right.
If you are listening to us, we will not get to where we are.
Yes, sir.
But be that as it may, so far as we are concerned, the assembly members cannot do anything except they want Rivers State to boil.
All right. Well, thank you, Chief Sara-Igbe, and we've had you, in the past during this whole face-off, if I put it that way, in Rivers State, and you have been consistent representing the leaders of Rivers State, saying that you are firmly behind the governor and that he should not bow to pressure. Now, despite that, I recall that when the peace meeting happened in Abuja, the document was released. The governor did sign it, against the better judgment of, or the advice of the leaders of Rivers State, leadership of the leaders or elders of Rivers State, against that. What is the guarantee that despite he seeming to now make a U-turn and not honoring the provisions of that agreement, that he wouldn't bow to pressure? I mean, a number of people have come out to say that he should exercise restraints. That's coming from former Governor Bayelsa State, Governor Seraki Dixon. A number of people have said that he should, for the sake of peace, and that's what the governor had said. Are there guarantees that he would, as you said, listen to the elders forum and not go ahead to capitulate under pressure in order to hold on to his seat and not seem to be insulting the president?
Well, the elders have gone beyond that. We are not asking him to follow our advice, but we are going to ask him to obey the law. That is why we are in court from day one, ab initio. We have been in court. We are still in court. We are waiting for judgment of the Court of Appeal. When the court gives a judgment and it defaults in implementing the judgment of the court, then we can leave him to his fate. But if he obeys the law, it's not, we are not telling him to obey us. We are telling him to obey the law. We are telling Mr. President to obey the law. We are also telling the purported House of Assembly members to obey the law, because they cannot make law and with that, you will not obey law. Then who are you making the law for? Nobody will obey your law if you don't obey the Constitution, which is the supreme law of this land. So we are saying, Mr. Governor, obey the law. We sued Mr. President, we sued Mr. Governor, we sued the Speaker, the purported Speaker, and the House of Assembly. So we are asking the court to interpret the law. Let the court interpret the law, and let either of them says they will not obey. Then we will know whether there's democracy or there's no democracy. We will also know whether democracy is guided by rule of law or there's no law. If there is law, and the Supreme Court, the Court of Competent Jurisdiction, has pronounced judgment, and they still carry on the way they are going, then we'll ask them to question.
Okay. Let's go straight to it. I would like to get your buy-in on this. This talk about impeachment that these lawmakers and the APC in Rivers State is not talking about. I mean, what's your say about all of this? Because all of this matter is up in the air now. The APC is gone blazing, they want to impeach, and there's a lot of back and forth.
Well, I thank the APC to coming out to confirm that indeed these 27 members of the House of Assembly have decamped to APC, so that they will not deny it as the case progresses. Since they have admitted to have decamped, then the judgment will come. I know that these people cannot impeach Mr. Governor because they are not the proper persons in the House. By law, they are no longer members of the House. And they cannot make law for the people of Rivers State when you are not a member of the House. So they cannot impeach Mr. Governor. And all the laws they are making, they are absorbed, they are not real proper law. How can they even extend tenure against the Constitution that you must not stay more than two tenure or specific period of time? So this kind of abracadabra they are doing, they will stop. As soon as we have good judgment, they will stop. And we know if they refuse to stop, we will compel them to be imprisoned. They don't have any immunity. They must be imprisoned. We'll send them to prison if they continue to default the law. We cannot impeach Mr. Governor.
Your Highness, a number of issues. One, there is a legal principle that says a man is bound by a document that he signs. You cannot sign a document and then come and plead what is called in law the principle of non ex factum. Non ex factum means it is not my deed. Governor Simi Fubara attended that peace accord meeting in December. He signed the document. The conditions given in that document includes the fact that he will pay the remuneration of the National Assembly, he will not do anything against the National Assembly. All the people that purportedly left the PDP to the APC will be still recognized as valid members of the House of Assembly of Rivers State. Now, 5 months later, he suddenly wakes up because of disagreement over a public procurement bill, and he says those people do not exist. He cannot say that because he signed the document. It is his deed. So when he says it's a political solution and all that, is he a teenager? He's old enough to know the implications of what he signs. That's number one. Number two, is the elders that have gone to court. People may ask the question, what is the locus of the chiefs, the elders, in this matter? The High Court in Rivers has said that there is no case here. There is no jurisdiction. And now you say you have gone on appeal. The matter has not yet been determined by the Court of Appeal. There are legal issues that will come to play when the Court of Appeal decides. And yet, the elders and the governor have said that the House of Assembly does not exist. The Rivers State House of Assembly has 32 local constituencies. We're talking about 27 persons. He is the governor under the law, since he's now quoting the law. Does he have the right to declare that the legislature of Rivers State does not exist? This, in my view, are the issues. Let's leave the politics and all of that. Even Wike is saying they have respected the terms of the agreement. Some Wike says they have respected the terms of the agreement. That is the governor that is not respecting the terms of agreement. And my question is, where does this leave the people of Rivers in terms of governance? This should not be about elders fighting for the rights of the governor who suddenly woke up and realized that maybe, he didn't do the right thing. Right, perhaps.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Let me start by your first question. The elders of River State, or the people of River State, owns the state. The democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The people who elected them put the state in trust. They are not the owners. There is ownership and there's leadership. When the owners are not satisfied, they can go to court for interpretation. That is exactly what is going on in this place. We, as the owners of the state, are saying what is happening or the agreement is signed is illegal. And from day one ab initio, we protested against those agreements signed between Governor Fomara, Mr. President, and others. We did not succumb to it. We are challenging it. And that is why we are in court. And so long as we are concerned, whatever Fomara signs with the president or with anybody against the interests of River State is null and void. The court, we want the court to interpret it. It is a court that will say whether we have power or not. Two, the High Court, like I said, an ancient man of Wike was given the court. The case was with Justice Aporoku. Overnight, he returned it to a court. The judge in another judge, who is an ancient man, who destroyed APC years ago, who said APC cannot contest election in River State. The same judge was not patient enough to listen to the merit of the case. And he threw out the case that he has a jurisdiction after he left us for over 1 hour consultation. He consulted with people, which is contrary to the provisions of the law. Because we believe strongly that the High Court is given powers under the Constitution in Section 271 and 272. The High Court has powers to adjudicate in this matter. Those that the High Court cannot are listed. Section 271 is very clear that even the Federal High Court has jurisdiction over this matter, as it is in Section 252. But in this case, they did not say the State High Court do not have power. So that is why we are in Court of Appeal. Let the Court of Appeal determine, and the matter has been reserved for judgment. We are all patiently waiting for that judgment to come out. When the judgment comes out, then we will now know what we are doing. We expect the House of Assembly to also wait for that judgment to come up, to know whether they are right or they are not right. So if they don't obey law, then they are looking for anarchy. When laws are not obeyed, what are you looking for? Anarchy. If the people in government does not obey law, how do you expect the society to obey law? And as elders, we don't want that anarchy to happen in River State. And that is why we have been saying, let us follow the due process of law. So Mr. Governor signing that agreement is being challenged in court. We are challenging him that he has no right to sign that law or mortgage River State. We are also challenging Mr. President that he has no powers under the law to give directives to the governor. So these are issues that we are going to address, the court will address. And we know in the next few days, the Court of Appeal will pronounce their judgment. And that will give us the next level. So we are asking everybody involved to wait. Let's follow the course of law. Well, as soon as we are through with the law, and if the law says, yes, the Supreme Court is wrong, in the judgment between, if they say the Supreme Court is wrong, in the judgment they gave against the House of Assembly members in Cross Rivers, then we'll know. Or if the Constitution is wrong, then let the judge pronounce it. We cannot pronounce it for them. We are going to obey the law. But we will not obey laws that are not existing. Okay. We cannot know that these people are no longer members of the House. Yes, sir.
Your Highness, yes, I get your point. But the point I was raising about locals is to remind all of us that the Nigerian Constitution does not make a provision in terms of locals for House of Chiefs or elders. Maybe in the First Republic Constitution, but we don't have House of Chiefs anymore. But you say, well, as concerned citizens, you want an interpretation. And then Section 109 that you quoted, at sub G of that same Section 109, the law tells us that look, when there is a division within a political party, you cannot say, oh, if they have left because of a division within the party, then they are no longer members of the House. There are many cases that have been determined in this particular regard. But I understand that elder statesman Asukowe Ikoawaji has joined us. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Good morning on the morning show. Very quickly, so that I don't go over, what we have already established in terms of the crisis in Rivers State. We just like to listen to your own perspective on what is going on in Rivers State at the moment. The renewed conflict to the disadvantage, in my view, of the people of Rivers State between Governor Fubara and the Rivers State House of Assembly, and by extension, Nyesom Wike, whose name keeps cropping up in the conflict.
Thank you, Doctor. The truth is very clear. When a matter is before the court, it is advised that everybody should keep down the sword and wait for the outcome of the judgment. The hope of every person in any nation comes in two ways: physically, the judiciary, and the journalism. That is why when things happen, people run to the journalists to help them let the people know what is going on. When things happen, people go to court. Yes, I didn't join earlier to listen to what Anabs was saying. But the truth, from what you're asking, is the government of the people, by the people. Yes, one may say there is no provision in the Constitution as regards to when things happen, whether the elders should go to the court or not. Who are the elders? The elders are the people. The same Constitution made a provision that when you elected somebody and the person is not doing well, the people can recall the person. So, the elders are the people. Let's remove the cap. It is the people of Rivers State that voted. It is the people of Rivers State are asking questions. The president of Nigeria is the president of all. When things happen, the president can weigh into the matter. But when he borders on the law, when he borders on the Constitution, even the president has a restriction. Because, I have said it before, the president of Nigeria is a product of judiciary. So, if the people of Rivers State has gone to court to ask the court whether it is right that people who are elected under a platform of the political party now on their own move to another party. Doctor, let me make this very clear. All these people you are talking about, all these elders, are members of political parties. I'm a member of APC. So, if something happens and people goes to ask questions, if people are in the court, everybody should wait till the outcome of the judgment. The governor of Rivers State, if the Mr. President called the governor has a right to if the governor of the president sent for the governor,
Hello, sir. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
If the president sent,
Go ahead.
if the president sent for the governor, okay. If the president sent for the governor of Rivers State, he has a right to send for the governor. The governor of Rivers State is working with the president because Rivers State is in Nigeria. But when it comes to sensitive issues that has to do with people of Rivers State, everybody has to be careful. Is governing Rivers State and is answerable to Rivers State as much as is answerable to Nigerians. His jurisdiction number one is Rivers State. And if the governor is doing something that is not right, the people of Rivers State has a right. And that is what the people are doing. So, for the former governor, life is turn by turn. I've said it time without number. When your time comes, you will do. When your time is over, you will wait. He has been a governor. Now he's an elder statesman. He should play a role of elder statesman. And most of these things is a distraction in disguise. So, in Rivers State, we are not the only people having problem. Other states are having problem. But I don't know why, when it comes to Rivers State, everybody wants to get involved. We are matured enough to take care of our problems. Let me remind you, Rivers State was the first state to be created in Nigeria as a state. So we are the most senior state in the history of Nigeria creation of state. So don't think that Rivers State is a brawler state. No. We are saying what is going on is unconstitutional. It has happened in other states, and the Supreme Court give a judgment. And if we are saying, look, let the court look into this matter, that is to say, we want peace. We are peaceful people. This is not the first time. I listened to Governor Fubara some 2 days ago. He made some comment. There are issues that people should know, including the governor himself, that there are some people who constituted themselves to cause this problem. And doctor, let me make it very clear to you, everybody. Crisis is one of the useless things that can happen to people. Because some people are benefiting from this crisis. There are people who are going to the governor, telling the governor don't accept because they are feeding their family from it. Some other people are going to Wike, telling Wike, why do you keep quiet? Because people are benefiting from it. But what we are saying as a concerned citizen, people are seeing my face. Nobody will say he has seen my leg from 1999 in Government House. None of the governors of Rivers State, apart from Chief Rufus Ada George, that we say have come to his house, have taken a contract from his government. So whatever I am saying as a concerned citizen of Rivers State. Yes, we need peace.
We hear you loud and clear, Chief Ikoawaji, and thank you so much for your time. I believe that your positions for both His Highness Sara-Igbe and, of course, Elder Ikoawaji, your positions have been very well established this morning.
Is he going away?
Yes.
No. Before he leaves, you said Rivers State is the oldest state in Nigeria. That's not true. In 1967, May 5, 1967, the Gowon administration created 12 states from the 3 regions. So how did Rivers State become oldest state in Nigeria? Please, let's be factual. Rivers State is not older than Plateau State or Lagos State. So don't say your state is older than some others.
Doctor, let's go back to that. When the lawyers are called to bar, all of them are called to bar in one day. But if you sign before me, you are my senior. Go back to that newspaper publication. You will see Rivers State as number 1.
So Rivers State signed first. 12 states were created May 5, 1967. That's the history.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, Elder Ikoawaji. Thank you, Chisara.